Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a match between Nalra and C here on Peaks of Baekdu. I'm not quite sure how to say Baekdu or just Baekdu, but this is the map. It's from 2008. Got this replay off of Team Liquid's forums. And I don't know, it's kind of a weird map because the farther back we go in map-making history, the weirder the maps are, right? Yes. I think that is the case. Alright, so top right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player. It is C, playing under a Smurf name Hee Hee. And in the bottom left, it is the purple Protoss player, Nalra. Gosh, we love Nalra. Nalra is one of those dudes who just, we love his games. He's always so creative. So technically excellent. I think C is in a lot of trouble here, but if we go by APM, 450 here for C, and just under 200 from Nalra. So if you're an APM junkie, that number is going to say a lot, isn't it? Anyway, hope you're enjoying the casts lately. I think we've had a few bangers in there. Hit that like button if you enjoy the casts, and you can support me on patreon.com/FalconPaladin if you so desire, for as little as $1 a month. But yeah, if you don't feel like supporting me monetarily, just hitting that like button helps a lot. Helps me get a lot of notice from the algorithm here on YouTube, and commenting does as well. I see your for the algorithm commenters. I appreciate those as well. Alright, so Gateway first tier, Barracks first tier, TVP. So we know what we're going to get, right? Tanks, Vultures, Dragoons, and Zealots, and maybe some Storm, and maybe a transition into Carriers, which brings out Goliaths from the Terran player, and TVP is all about positioning because their armies are not very fast. Durable, but not fast. There's your Cyber Core, so looks like he's going to go ahead and do some pressure here with long-range Dragoons with their Singularity Charge upgrade. And I think we're going to see a factory get tossed down here once we have enough gas for it. 78, 80. You know, I'm just sending back an SCV here. Oh, you're trapped? Poor SCV. SCV, I think, was trying to get back in. Was like, never mind. Yeah, there's your factory. So we should be good. Right? It's definitely going to be Dragoons pressuring, but there's going to be Siege Mode tanks or Spider Mines available for the Terran player for C here as soon as those Dragoons show up, basically. And there's your gas. Alright, so good stuff. Everything looking fine. Dragoon in production. We see that pressure. SCV gets in. Honestly, goes for a full-on scout here. Recognizes, okay, Cybercore is researching. This is going to be arranged Dragoons. There's not a fast expansion for the Protoss player. That's fine because I didn't do a fast expansion either. And I'm in a fine position here. This is good. This is good feeling for C. Yeah, I don't know what Baekdu is. I guess I could read this. I have the Wikipedia page up. Let's see. It was, blah, 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 created between 2006 and 2007. A new version, Sin Peaks of Baekdu, was created to address several emerging problems. So, I don't know. I don't know which one this is. I don't know if this is the actual, the regular Peaks of Baekdu or the Sin Peaks of Baekdu. I don't know. Basically, it favors Zerg in the ZVP matchup is what they said the problem was. So we don't have any Zergs here. So as a result, I don't think there's going to be any problem whatsoever for either of these players. That is a really, really wide open natural area, though. I can see some concerns here taking a nap against a Zerg player for sure. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, what are we doing? We're working on Siege Tank. Beautiful stuff. Expansion coming up from both players. They're both basically doing the same thing. They're getting to their tier 2 tech fairly quickly. They're expanding fairly quickly, too. It's kind of a combination build here in 2008, which, again, was 13 years ago now. Honestly, 13 years ago. Is that what we're looking at? That's a very fast engineering bay. What is he worried about? DTs, maybe? He could be worried about DTs, and he wants to have some kind of detection for those. But, man, maybe for observers, for shuttles. This is a really fast engineering bay, though, for a Terran and a TVP. I don't quite understand it. We'll keep an eye on that one. On the other side, Robotics Facility is our tier 2.5 tech, or tier 3 tech, I guess we can call it, from Nalra. APM creeping up to the 200s now. Actually dropping for Hee Hee down into 360 on average. on this side. Okay, so you actually can mine out this mineral field, which gives you access to this area, and I guess you can expand there, but like it's easily take. Well, I guess for your third, to wall this off is not that hard. This is a weird map. Like this weird little. It's not even a back door. It's an alternate front door that gives you access to a third that has another access to that though. So it's almost like enemies can come through here and then come up here and cause some problems, but not really because it's already being covered because there's a ramp here too. I don't know. Weird. Definitely a weird map. And look at this. We're just defending with Dragoons. I don't know about that from Nalra at all. We're different. Okay, so we're scouting with the engineering bay. Was it just for scouting purposes? Second factory coming up. Supply depot. No. Oh, hang on. First turret? Yeah, it's a turret. Okay, fine. Getting some turrets up. Just really worried about shuttle play on this map, which is understandable. Observer coming out here, just worried about potential spider mines. There's a Stargate. Now again, this could be a Stargate for Arbiters. This could be some kind of a 2-base into carrier, real fast carrier play out of Nalra. I don't actually know. But again, this is 13 years old. So these players aren't playing the current meta. They're not as good as players are today. It's just generally how it works. Anything from that long ago is just not going to have that as high level play as the scene in 2001. Fair or not, I think players have gotten better. Players have more reps under their belt. They're much more dangerous. Their timings are better. Their micro is better. Their macro is better. And a fleet beacon. Ho ho! Are we just going straight carrier, ladies and gentlemen? Dude, that's a second Stargate. He's going 2-base carrier, Nalra, here against C. Oh, Shanikes. This is going to be interesting stuff. All right, so Spider-Man Research Factory, all of the factories. Any sign of a third base is a bigger question. Observer, cruising around, trying to see what's going on. No, not going to see anything too concerning, right? It's just siege tanks. Obviously, I don't know what else Terran can do here other than go factory. I guess there's a small chance they could go bio, which if you push with enough bio against Dragoons, you will win handily. Dragoons kind of suck against Marines. So like stim Marines with medics pushing in here before there's any splash damage at all. Or even if there, if there are too many zealots, that's going to be hard too. But yeah, it's hard to pull off. We haven't seen much of it, honestly. Yeah, look at this carrier. 7-minute carrier start. Wow. That's a transition into carrier. I was not expecting that fast of a carrier transition. I guess this map is pretty good for that though, right? You've got little bodies of water you can hide across and fire down. You've got, yeah, another one of those. You have high ground positions to perch carriers on. Does seem like a good map for carrier. Going for the interceptor capacity upgrade. And C is entirely in the dark here. I love the positioning too. You're going to scan here. You're going to scan here. You're going to scan here. You're probably not going to scan way along this left side. Look how much he's hiding these carriers. Nalra, you beast. I love it. Yeah, so look. So this vultures access the southern section, right? We were talking about that little front door. Putting a spider mine here is kind of cool. Like that a lot. Observers and observers just really keeping an eye on, is the Terran moving out yet? The answer is no, not moving out. But if he did, that'd probably be okay. Got a great number of Dragoons. I mean, carriers take approximately forever to build. And here's the third base from C. Loving that stuff. All right, third base timing it out. 8 minutes, a little bit late. That's okay. Again, it's a 13-year-old game. I'm gonna kill Spider Mine. Ooh, did get a hit on that Dragoon. Oh, another Dragoon down. A little bit careless, not sending the observer out in front by Nalra. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is stuff we don't generally see from players today. So observer's like, yes, please make tanks and vultures. Keep those coming. Oh, hang on. Charon boosters, and he must have scanned. He must have scanned the carriers just now, because Charon boosters just started. He's quadruple pumping Goliaths. He's moving into the anti-air as fast as he Terranly can while taking a third base. And isn't incredibly worried at this point, right? 2 carriers, not really that scary. Yeah, not that scary at all. Where's your third base? Here it is. Pro moving down for that third. And at this point, the Terran, I think he just needs to make use of his siege tanks and his vultures as long as he can. Because they're not going to be super useful once there are 12, 15, 16 carriers running around. I guess there will be some Dragoons to worry about possibly and a couple Zealots, and maybe your ground army will be good for that. But I almost feel like maybe coming down here and denying this third base with your army might not be a bad idea. Are these carriers cruising up? Yeah. These are carriers coming up to maybe deny the third base. of C. Well, maybe, well, they're going the wrong way now, but I think maybe they could have denied the third base of Nalra at the same time. Oh, the carriers found your tanks, man. They found them, and they're going to be a problem. Alright, alright. This is going pretty well. The Goliaths are actually getting some really nice body shots on these carriers. Oh, no, they stopped. Okay, got one. Oh, the other one's going to die, too. I don't think he can flee from 2 Goliaths. This is actually going really well for C. You kill... Oh, hang on. Escaped with 65 HP. Getting chased, though. Getting chased down into the nether. Ends up getting 4 kills, but this is very nice from C. C's in a good position. I'm going to say he's in a fine position right now. Killing that first carrier, greatly injuring the second one. Really makes Nalra just more worried about what's coming up next, right? What future battles are going to look like with 1 carrier down and 1 that's basically dead. And going to be pretty easy to pick off. Shield battery, though. Yeah, he wanted the shield battery in case there was an attack that came in. All he had was dragoons at the time. Entirely fair, good sir. It is 122 to 113 total supply in favor of C. Alright, so Grand Army of Dragoons not going to have a great time, I don't think. Oh, Carrier did die. You saw that? You heard it too, probably. Carrier death sound. Goliaths need to get some hits off. Need to bring everybody down. Bring the Goliaths down. The tanks sieging from distances. Oh, getting some really nice splash on these Dragoons. And pulling back here is Nalra. Still moving up. So again, the Dragoons are trying to, there you go, picking off tanks, trying to pick off Goliaths as much as Protosly possible. Just trying to delay. This third base is up, but nothing's happening with it yet. Third base is happily running from C. Nalra is in an immense amount of trouble here. He's down 10 workers to a really, really cost-efficient Terran player. The carrier kind of changes the equation a little bit. Not as good against air as Terran as they are dominant against ground. Man, this is dead. That is a dead Nexus. Send your army over, right? I mean, look at this. Nalra's not even trying to save it. He's pushing up the left side. Clearing out spider mines, which does delay. And actually, he doesn't want to... I guess 1 vulture here is enough to shut down all the mining for some time, and that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, even killing some of the interceptors, getting an observer in the mix here as well. Is that another base? Oh, man. C, I think C has this game well in hand right now. I know we're only 12 minutes into this thing. It's definitely not over, or not over, but... I'm feeling pretty good about the Blue Terran's chances here against the purple Protoss Nalras. I gotta say I'm impressed. I didn't think that C was going to be favored coming into this match, but again, that's why we watch. You don't know. You don't know who's going to win any match when the players are both this good. I mean, Nalra is more of the legend, but it doesn't mean that he's going to beat C 100 times out of 100 in a match like this. Definitely not. Yeah, Goliath damage, nothing to sneeze at. Already has the +1 attack. Dragoons and Zealots are sitting at no upgrades because I think the upgrades are going towards the carriers, which might be a problem. Yeah, +1 there for the carriers, working on no further upgrades, which I'm very concerned about. Is that our first forge of the day, possibly? I don't think there are any cannons. No, and really just pumping carriers off of 2 Stargates right now. Third base, not a great source of gas at the moment, but more in need of minerals walling off, so vultures can't do much here. It's just another base from C is coming up. He's pulling ahead. He's 20 workers ahead at the moment. Zealots in the mix. I don't think they have speed, but that's okay. Just trying to pick off a couple tanks here, and they're not engaging too much. Goliath online. Tanks on the ground. They're here to deal with these Dragoons as much as they can. Getting some nice shots off. Getting target fired by the carriers and the Dragoons as well, though. Recognizing that just Goliath not going to be as efficient as they want to be if there are Dragoons and Zealots firing on them. So that's what the tanks are for. Who's making tanks? Obviously, 2 at a time there in the production tab. another observer gets sniped. But it's 135 to 132 total supply. Economically, this is just as good a game as C could expect himself to have here against Nalra today. Nalra is finally getting his third gas at 15 minutes. That is not ideal. I think Nalra has the bigger army technically, which is great, but man, if C just wanders down here and kills this base, which he's very capable of doing currently. Yeah, look at this. Alright, well, okay. Nalra says, I'll come up the left side. I'll take out one of your bases, but in a base trade, base swap style scenario, this is extremely bad for Nalra. Like, C can afford to lose a base. I don't know that Nalra can at this point, although the brutal derpy pathing is really messing up his ability to actually take this Nexus down. SCV's long-distance mining into a war zone, actually rebuilding the command center while there is still a ton of army on the premises. This is really, really gutsy from C. No, if that thing gets target fired, I know you want to kill the Goliaths, but look at this. That's a canceled command center. That's not happening. This is really, really pretty good carrier control. Ever since losing the first two, I think this has been excellent carrier control, but look at this. You're 2-basing Protoss at 16 minutes. This is not happening. This is absolutely 100% not going to happen here today. Siege tank down. And again, carrier just able to get places that ground units have a hard time getting to. Goliath's just kind of going for the A move into the natural base now. I'm not even sure that's even required. You're officially on 4 bases to 2 bases for the Protoss player, which is just an abysmal position to be in if you're Protoss. This is not happening. Nalra is trying to take a 3rd base along the left side, but this thing is not even halfway complete. He's at 32 probes to 71 SCVs. This looks very much like a victory for C. Just scouting what was happening in time, and Nalra's fast carrier play doesn't seem to have paid off. Again, I know this isn't over yet. I understand this. But boy, howdy. I mean, superior carrier control, possibly, right, for Nalra. Maybe going to take down this top left base. There are no turrets here whatsoever. Oh, but this is such a problem. The siege tanks. Probe count already very low. Ugh, down to 25. Down to 22. Okay, base down. Carrier's moving. I think Nalra is full on in base trade mode right now. He's not doing anything to defend. To defend against the attack down south, but he's doing pretty well up north here. I gotta say, this is an interesting game. There's a lot of Dragoons on the ground, but they don't have any upgrades at all. And these are 2-2 Goliaths just getting pumped all over the place. Yeah, the Dragoons are getting massacred. SCVs are getting pulled into the mix too just because he can afford to lose them. Obviously, he's got 71 SCVs. He doesn't actually have enough bases for them to be fully saturated, or to be, you know, ideally saturated here. I don't know, like, carriers finding what damage they can, but it's 139 to 98 total supply. Just abusing the fact that they can fly are these carriers. It's really, really, really impressive stuff. I don't think a carrier has died since those first two. I haven't heard the carrier death sound, but there aren't a ton of them either. You know, SCVs dying again. They can afford to take those hits. And again, if you can attack Goliaths where only 1 or 2 of them can reach your carriers, that is an excellent position to be in. 3rd base does exist for Nalra, which is nice. Couple of vultures in the mix, trying to give a little bit of spider mine ground defense against these Dragoons. Another carrier in production from Nalra. Dude, this is crazy. Nalra is microing to within an inch of his life here, and I really like it. I really, really like it a lot. That was a dead carrier sound. Okay, so 1 carrier, maybe 2 carriers have died since I said None have gone down here. The Dragoons are out. 120 to 81 total supply. It's a really, really nice advantage. This base is still alive, and retaking the top left base is not impossible for C. He's got enough resources to do so, but he's got a lot of other stuff to worry about. He doesn't know about this third. Dude, if Nara comes back in this game, I'm going to be flabbergasted. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. Well, these tanks are still down here, but, you know, 14 kills is not bad. But, you know, being back here, getting rid of this, means that C is able to rebuild, or just take so many bases down this right side. He's taking the bottom right base. He's built upon Nalra's third base bones, the ones that are dead. Of course, true third base is over here on the left side for Nalra, which is great. Gas income is fine, but it's still only 94 supply for the Protoss player. He's only got +2 attack, no armor upgrades whatsoever for his carriers, and I think, 3-3 is on the way here from C. Goliath's just like, hey, what's up, Zealots? Has the shield battery been used for anything? You know what? It seems like it probably has. Placing the cybernetics core because that was dead. I don't know. You can save this exactly? Yeah, man. 2 gateways are dying. Another carrier army. Oh, carrier down. Goliath army. Just target firing as much as he can right now as C. If this third base dies, that is for sure the end of the road for the Protoss player, Nalra, today. Man, you didn't click on this expecting that, huh? Yeah, probes forced to flee from this location, actually helping to kill a couple of these Goliaths. And the probes are getting back to work now that all the Goliaths are gone, but the natural base is toast for Nalra, which really desperately needed that income. Ah, shield battery died. Fare thee well, shield battery. Carrier group is back up to 7. They were at 8, dropped down, back up to 7 now. Still, upgrades not fantastic. Recognizing the cybernetics core just got replaced and died. So upgrades are there, not doing very well for themselves at all. Yeah, in a base trade style scenario, this is not a winnable game, I don't think, for Nalra. More probes dying. We're down to sub 20 now. Carrier's getting a Nexus, and again, just abusing this high ground, going where the Goliaths can't necessarily follow all that well. Individually picking off Goliaths here in positions where the Goliaths can't get good hits off. Kind of like this, but gonna lose his 2 Stargates that... Oh, this carrier is gonna come out and die. Ready for this? Wait, 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 wait! Oh, it didn't even pop out! Oh, I thought it for sure would. Thought it for certainly would. 3-3 is almost done for these Goliaths. I'm not sure how much it matters, though, at this point. Getting some hits off. This is some stupidly good micro out of Nalra right now. He's winning this somehow. Okay, carrier dies. The Goliath count is 4 in this location. That's not enough to hold. So this base is going to die, but the problem is, again, that the C is top left and bottom right. And technically Nalra doesn't have any more production buildings available at all. He's really just kind of dragging this out. To an extent, I don't think I've seen a player drag this out in a professional tournament, which this seems to be from. I don't know for sure. Another command center down. So, I mean, this is a situation where Nalra is going to have more Nexuses killed today, I think, than the Terran player has, than C's managed to pull off, but it doesn't matter because there were so many more command centers built than Nexuses. Ooh, another carrier down. Ah, we're getting flanked from the back by 3-3 Goliaths. Run! Oh, another carrier down. I think that's it. I think that might have been the straw that broke the camel's back. There's only 4 carriers remaining. They're, again, being microed exceptionally well. Just not, you know, it's not just about that kind of micro, but And that's it. Nalra has left the game, and C is your winner. Bam, in 24 minutes and 51 seconds. A really solidly, incredibly well-played game there by C. He ended up losing that command center, this command center, this command center, this command center. He got some stuff killed in his main base, too. Did not give up. Didn't worry about it. Kept pumping those Goliaths, recognizing the carriers can't stay out of range forever. Eventually, they're going to have to walk in range of our Hellfire missile packs, and we will take them down. Many of us must die, but that is a sacrifice we are willing to make. And then just on the other side of the map, this third base gets killed, and that was the beginning of the end for sure. Natural base died, main base died. Third base was up and running, but not enough versus a this many bases. Okay, that one's dead. This many bases Terran player in C. Great. I mean, Nalra, I'm not going to say it was horrible what he did. Right? It's just a matter of recognizing that the carriers were there from C. That was good. It was a good scout. Like, again, trying to keep that out of scanner range along this left side, but wasn't able to pull it off. So at the end of the day, fantastically, just beautifully, beautifully well played by C. And let's check out that final score. End of the day, 24 minutes and 51 seconds, 169,000 points, 158,000 points. C producing 330 units, killing 168, losing 223, but outproduced enough to make that work. Structures raised, both players losing a significant number, but Nalra losing 39 Protoss buildings in 20 minutes is not a good thing to see at all. And then look at this. I mean, this is the complete opposite of what you need to do versus Terran. That is a double more gas mine for the Terran. That's a full 11,000 more minerals mined, and more spent is 20, something around 20,000 here. Maybe 18,000 more. It's still a ton of resources. If you're going to beat a Terran player, these can't be your numbers, man. This is not a way to do it. I appreciate the carrier opening, and it was really fun and pretty well done, but just not enough. Not enough. And the expansion timings from C, obviously, we can see this. Boo-rah. All right, well, that right there is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.